Hey guys, this is Red from Red's Third Dimension Gaming, and I'm here with Kilatia.
Hello, Red.
And today we're going to be talking about E3 predictions for Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. Also a little bit of Bethesda since they're a pretty big game company and they're starting off E3 this year.
Yeah, it's very unusual for them to do an E3 press conference, considering that they've never really done one before, to my knowledge.
Yeah, this is their first E3 conference, and they already showed off Fallout 4, which it looks good already. And here's the thing, just because it didn't look that great in the trailer, like graphically, that's actually a good thing because they're not like promising too much for the audience. Like, look at Watch Dogs at E3, and then it got downgraded quite a bit. And there's other games like Assassin's Creed Unity, Call of Duty Ghost didn't look as good when it came out. There's several games that didn't look as good, but this game, I believe it's going to be a 2016 game, and it's still in production, and they're probably going to show off a lot more gameplay on that game. And I also think they're going to show off Doom as like their big game this year, and that could come out this year or probably more or less next year.
Yeah, definitely Fallout 4 and Doom 4 is gonna be there at Bethesda's E3 stuff. At least Fallout 4 at the very least, because you don't really do like a whole press conference and just not show off like just one game. You have to show off like a bunch of different games.
Yeah, like it could be either Elder Scrolls that they're gonna show off, like maybe just like a logo or something about it for the next game, but then they'll show it off more next year. Or they could go all out. They could have like Elder Scrolls 6 and then Doom and Fallout all in one press conference. That would be really cool.
Yeah, and perhaps maybe even some updates to the Elder Scrolls Online, because if I understand it, doing like a little better ever since they moved to a semi-free to play model, where you still have to pay for the game, but there's no subscription fee to it.
Yeah, pretty much what I got out of the PC original Elder Scrolls Online is that was like, that literally looked like a beta version of the game. And online on PC, the people had to pay for that game. And yeah, so they got like the worst version of it when it first came out. And it looks like the new version is a lot better, but I'm going to wait and hold off until I see some reviews on this. The free-to-play model is a lot better, I think, also. And I think Final Fantasy XIV should do the same thing, but I think it's a little pricey for $15, I think it is a month, or $20. It's a little pricey for me, because that's like over $200 a year, something like that.
Yeah, unless your name is World of Warcraft, nobody really wants to pay like a subscription fee for an MMO they may not play like a year into the future.
Yeah, like that's how I felt with Final Fantasy XIV. I liked the 30-day trial thing, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. So I just I probably play it a little bit more if they didn't have a subscription fee and just had like free-to-play elements, like where you could buy extra stuff. But yeah, like look at Warframe. They're doing really good. My friend spent over $200-something on Warframe, and it's a free-to-play game. There's a lot of ways to make money on those.
Yeah, there was a lot of ways to make free-to-play. Some good, but but unfortunately, a lot of free-to-play games also tend to be like a little bit like shady. But that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. And then we're gonna move on to Microsoft's conference. What do you think is gonna be their big you think it's going to be a secret game, or you think it's going to be just like a big old trailer for Halo 5?
Well, considering that Halo 5 is supposed to be out like this year, I'm sure they're going to have a big booth dedicated to just the demo of the game. And
I think they're going to spend a lot of time talking about the game, because this is like this. If you're an Xbox fanboy, or like Xbox is your home, that's what they're gonna talk about, and they love that franchise.
Yeah, like getting an Xbox without Halo, it basically the same as getting like a Nintendo Wii U without any Mario games. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but But yeah, Microsoft definitely have a lot to prove with Halo 5, especially with how bad the Halo Master Chief Collection launched last year.
Yeah, and another thing about that, like the beta for Halo 5, what didn't even last that long. I was surprised that it
Yeah,
was
I
only
think
like
maybe
what, a couple weeks or something.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
And
Yeah.
I like bought it and then like, oh, it's already gone. It's like, well, and then they're also giving you Halo 3 ODST, which they might talk about at E3, but it's only for people that bought it last year.
Yeah,
And
who
so
bought
I
it
lose
last
out on
year.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like whoever bought like before a certain date gets it for free, but considering that there was still like a fan base for ODST, I'm sure Microsoft will release it as like a paid DLC.
Oh, they
later down the
are
road.
too. Actually, it's $4.99, which is really cheap. It's
Oh,
not
that-
much, but yeah, it still
Hey,
would have
for-
been nice to get it if you already bought it, like at least like within the past 6 months at
Yeah.
least.
Hey, $5 for a few hour games? That's a fair deal to me.
Yeah. And the next big announcement is going to be with Forza 6, I believe, and Gears of War 4. I think is going to be like their supposedly secret, but everyone knows they're going to be making another Gears of War.
Yeah,
They already bought the franchise from Epic Games. They're not going to just not do anything with it.
Yeah. If it's not going to be Gears of War 4, it's most definitely going to be like the Gears of War collection, which is like a remastering of like the first 3 Gears of War games.
Yeah, I could see them doing that, like to compete with Naughty Dog's Uncharted series. They're gonna have an
Yeah.
Uncharted collection coming out. So, what other big series has not come to the Xbox One yet? That and Fable, basically. And they could have a Fable HD collection, which I haven't seen anything about. but-
Technically, there's already like an HD version of the first Fable on the 360. But I could see that
But,
being
yeah,
ported
they
to the
could-
Xbox One if
Yeah.
priced reasonably.
Yeah, they could actually, if both companies might do this, but I could see Microsoft doing this more with maybe a couple of their franchises, just do like a bunch of HD releases. Maybe that's some of their surprise announcements. Fable franchise, that Gears of War, and maybe a couple others. I'm not Crackdown maybe.
Oh yeah. I know they announced like Crackdown at last year's E3, so I'm hoping this year that we get like more information about it because Crackdown was a good game on the original 360. Gets a little bit more repetitive towards
But
the end.
playing it later on in its like life, it's really like I tried playing that before, and what was it, Dead Rising, the first one, and I didn't like them at all. I was just like, man, this is, you can tell they really show their age.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
maybe an HD collection on even the first. Didn't they have a second one on 360?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was a second one, but it wasn't as well received.
But they are
Well,
having a third one come out on the Xbox
Yeah.
One, so they'll probably show something for that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Quantum Break, was that the other big? That was another game that looked good graphically, but we didn't see a lot of like details on it.
Yeah,
That game could be shown off.
Yeah, like there were a lot of games announced last year at Microsoft press conference.
Pretty much the
That
games from last
definitely-
year. They're gonna
Yeah.
make it back this year.
Yeah.
Probably just
Like,
more
okay, they
gameplay
announced
and
it
more
last
stuff. Yeah.
But now they have to actually really talk about it this year.
Yeah, not just like show a title and like a tiny trailer. Just show gameplay of it for once. And Gears of War actually last year, I believe that was like, wasn't that like their closing? They had like a Gears of War logo, like I think at the very end, and that was it. So they're gonna have to have something big on.
Yeah, they're gonna have something with Gears of War,
yeah.
but
I think they're better off going with a 4 and making a better game because a lot of people didn't appreciate the last game, the pre-sequel one.
the Judgment.
Yeah, I can't remember the title. That's because I never played it. I heard a lot of bad things about it. So, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that's definitely going to be shown off at E3 this year. And
Yeah, especially since Microsoft paid like top dollars to get like pretty much exclusive rights to it.
And I believe they're going to be like handling the publishing on it, ain't they? Because I saw something like their name as the publisher. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure Square Enix
Yeah,
is the publisher or if Microsoft is.
Well, I think it's pretty much like what happened with Bayonetta 2 and Nintendo. Well, Nintendo pretty much has like co-publishing.
They have
rights
publishing
with Sega.
rights. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that Microsoft will have like co-publishing rights with Square Enix on this one.
I think Square Enix was very stupid by doing that, but then again, they're probably getting their money back, just from like all the Microsoft money that they paid out towards it. But
Yeah, because normally they don't.
they're losing out on sales.
Well, they're kind of losing out on sales, yeah, but they probably just went with the deal because it's like, okay, we get some more money back from this deal, and we'll still get some money from the 360 and Xbox One stills.
Another surprise that I don't like, if Microsoft did pay money for Silent Hills, I don't think they would have spent $1 billion. There was a rumor recently. A lot of people think it's over 100% incorrect, but it's a big rumor. Like they bought Silent Hills, or the Silent Hill franchise, for $1 billion, which just doesn't sound right at all.
No, I don't believe it. Like, even if Microsoft did pay for it, I honestly do not believe they would pay like $1 billion for it.
That's way too much for Silent Hills.
Especially after they just paid like $2.5 billion just for Minecraft. And yes, I know they got the company.
They have the money, but
let's be honest here. They got that company just for Minecraft.
Yeah, they bought Minecraft for like a lot of money, and yeah.
And speaking of Minecraft, like what I want them to do at this year's E3 is, talk about Minecraft. Like, tell us the future about the franchise, because you just don't spend $2.5 billion on a game just to sit on it. So I want to see what Microsoft has plans with that game.
One of the main reasons I think they bought Minecraft was for there's this new motion control type of I can't remember what the name of it. You know what I'm talking about? Their new motion control type of thing where like you don't it doesn't require like too much setup at all. And they had a Minecraft showing at GDC, I think.
Are you talking about that Microsoft HoloLens thing?
Yeah, the HoloLens. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I believe we're going to see probably some of that, and that's what they displayed with Minecraft a little bit at the GDC conference, Game Developers Conference. And they showed off Minecraft was like the big highlight of that conference, and how you can use it in gaming. I'm sure they're going to have some games, maybe, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see how close they get to the holodecks from Star Trek Next Generation.
It looks all good and everything, but yeah, we saw the same thing with Kinect, and they didn't really capitalize on the gaming part of that.
Like, there was only like one good game for the Kinect that wasn't a dancing game, and it was the Gunstringer, but even then, that game could have easily been done with a controller.
Yeah, the same thing with Sony and the PlayStation Move. They didn't really capitalize on making a lot of games for it. That's why they had just kid games for the the Kinect, and then they had a couple kid games for the Move, but less even, and not a whole lot of games.
And like the only company that even got motion controls down right was Nintendo, and even then,
Nintendo was very gimmicky with it.
They were gimmicky, yeah, I'll give you that, but they actually made it like worthwhile at the same time compared to like Kinect and Move.
How they advertised it towards the casual players, like your grandma, my mom and dad, and like those type of people, and kids even. I think that's how they marketed it really good.
Yeah, and that's why I think why Kinect and the Move kind of failed, because they weren't really targeting the
They actually didn't fail at first. They actually had good sales, and then I don't know, they just never.
Yeah,
they didn't keep giving them games
That petered off,
kind of like the Vita, which hopefully it'll still be alive, and hopefully we'll see games at E3.
Yeah, hopefully,
And
of course, with Microsoft, there's gonna be like a whole section dedicated to Call of Duty as well.
Here's the thing about Call of Duty. Sony actually is the one teaming up with Mountain Dew this year, and they're the ones that usually it's the other way around. Usually Microsoft's with Mountain Dew, Call of Duty's with Microsoft, and I think it's actually going to turn tables this year. And like a lot of people have been saying that they think that it's going to be advertised for the PlayStation 4. The sales are already better on the PlayStation 4 worldwide for Black Ops 3. A lot of people are like, oh, it's sold better and stuff, and it's only in North America that's slightly selling better for Black Ops 3 for the pre-orders. But in worldwide is where you got to think, and that's what I think Activision, maybe they'll come out with the 1 month early DLC for PlayStation. Never know. They could change the whole
maybe,
setup.
Maybe, but
look at Destiny. They get Sony gets exclusive content for Destiny, and that's an Activision game. So you don't know. You never know what they could be doing.
Yeah, you never know. But I'm not sure if the Call of Duty is going to be on the PlayStation 3 side this year, because I think they're still under contract with Microsoft with the 1 month exclusive deal. So I guess we'll find. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's been they've been with Microsoft for a while, but Microsoft paid a lot of money out to do that too.
Yeah, because they have the money to do.
And like I said, Mountain Dew usually it's with Xbox, but now this time it's PlayStation 4 is what they're advertising with. So you don't know. And another surprise game, Prey 2. We haven't seen much from this game since probably 3 or 4 years ago. I remember seeing Prey 2, and it looked amazing. So I went back and played Prey 1. That was I think it was a 360 exclusive.
Yeah, it was 360 and PC.
Well, console exclusive. Yeah. And it probably was good at the time, but yeah, it was very outdated. But Prey 2 might be a secret announcement, I think, that Microsoft might have up their sleeves.
Well, I'm not. Well, the last I heard about it was canceled, but considering that, all of these first-party publishers are trying to get exclusive from third-party, it wouldn't be surprising if Microsoft made a deal with 2K for some rights to it.
Yeah, because they, like I said, that was a console exclusive before, and I've seen this somewhere on someone else's website that maybe Prey 2 will come out. I'm not really sure what else they'll be coming out with, but there was a game that was kickstarted. It's the spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie. It's called Yooka-Laylee. I didn't. Yeah. When you read it fast, it sounds like the. Yeah.
Like the instrument.
Yeah, I was just. Yeah, that game I think will be shown off because a lot of people they donated to that game, a lot of people, and I think Microsoft will show it.
Almost I think over 3 million.
Yeah, there's a good niche audience for that game series.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be exclusively at
they might show a little bit, but not
because,
a whole bunch.
Only because it's gonna be multi-platforms, considering all of the stretch goals that have been met with that game.
Yeah. And there's definitely gonna be a new Rare game because that's what the fans been asking. If they don't, then they're stupid. But if they don't have a new Rare game by now, Microsoft is just throwing Rare into the toilet. I don't know what they're doing with them.
I don't know. Microsoft has a huge library of Rare games under their seat, minus Donkey Kong, and they haven't really utilized it for years. The biggest time they actually utilized it was for an exclusive level of Shovel Knights on the Xbox One.
Yeah. And so you think there's any other exclusives, or I think that's about it. I don't. Oh yeah, probably a price drop. Here, this is either what I think Microsoft's going to do. They're going to have a price drop on the 500 gig down to $299, or they're just going to have it at $350. It depends. They could have it like that, or they could have two separate models. Have the $350 model, 500 gigs, and Amazon already leaked pre-order. I wonder if anyone's pre-orders got canceled for that. There's a pre-order for the new Xbox One controller, which they'll probably show that off too. It had the Xbox One controller in there, the Xbox One with a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it was $399.99. I don't really see consumers paying extra money. I think at $349 with the terabyte hard drive, that would be a good deal. But for $399, why? I don't see. I see a lot of the consumers not seeing the value in that.
Yeah, I don't really see like a $400 like Xbox One model, especially since
Oh,
they've
it
been
is.
flying off the
It
sun.
was shown. Like it was on Amazon.com,
Yeah.
like the American, North American Amazon.com. So
Like,
it's
it
probably
wasn't-
coming out. It's
I mean, it's
the
probably coming
price
out, yeah.
is what we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, like I doubt they'll release a $400 model because like it's been like selling pretty well ever since like the 300, ever since it dropped down to
I think in the
350,
U.S.
so-
they've been selling really well. Europe
Yeah.
is where they've been losing. Europe and Japan, Japan they never had.
Yeah, like
Europe
yeah,
they
had a chance. They had a chance for the 360, but they kind of blew it.
But Europe is all place. It's all PlayStation is really outselling it in Europe, and in North America is basically where they're at right now. So
Yeah.
with the sales, they're coming closer to the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but of course we'll have to wait and see if any of that is true or not.